Today, we're going to answer the question, what are the major parts that your distance learning module should contain? We'll base our answer on the principles and theories of instructional design. But before we go to that, we would like to shout out to Sir Dansky Villa of Bohol Dimiao District. Thank you so much for your presence here in our channel, sir. So there are many instructional designs. So this includes the ADI model, the Asher model, the Gagnis Events of Instruction model, the Merrill's Principle of Instruction model, the Kemp Instructional Design model, and the 5E Constructivist Instructional Design. However, today we'll focus on the major instructional designs commonly used in distance learning modules. These are the 5E Constructivist Instructional Design and the Gagnis Events of Instruction model. To make things simpler, we will divide the major parts of our learning module into three. So the first stage is to explain what the session will be about. In stage 2, that is the conduct of the session. In stage 3, we remind learners what the session was about and check what they have learned. Today, we will talk about each stage and what are the possible steps under the two instructional design models we have mentioned. Let us start with stage 1. Stage 1, as mentioned, is explaining what the session will be about. So in this stage, the number one step in the 5E model is involved. So the engage part is where activities that will mentally engage the students. These activities will help learners make connections with what they know and what they can do. So in terms of the Gagnis model, stage 1 contains 3 of its steps. So the first step is gaining attention. So in this part, we try to capture and captivate students' attention, hoping to stimulate their curiosity regarding the topic. After doing that, we can proceed to step 2 of the Gagnis model, which is informing the learner of the objective of the module. So in this stage should contain the information that will help the learners have a good grasp of what the module can do for them. So after doing that, we can now proceed to stage 3, which is stimulating recall of the prerequisite learning. So a certain portion in this stage should allow the learner to recall essential knowledge that will be essential in the development of knowledge, skills, and values intended in the module. So once this is done, you can now proceed to the next stage, which is stage 2. So stage 2 is also known as the conduct of the session. This is considered as the bulk of the unit. It is where teaching and learning mostly take place. So considering the theories of instructional design, under 5E model, our steps 2 and 3, which is explore and then explain. So under explore, students work with one another to explore ideas through hands-on activities. So the exploration provides a set of common experiences for all learners under the guidance of a teacher, and students begin to clarify their understanding of major concepts and skills. The next step in terms of the 5E model under the stage is explain. So students should construct their own explanations of the concepts and processes about which they are exploring and learning. So we would like to emphasize the word their own explanation. Their own. It should be their own. So teachers clarify students' understanding of concepts and help them develop the necessary skills. So in terms of the Gagnis model, stage 2 should contain step 4 to 6. So step 4 includes presenting the stimulus material. So this refers to the activities that will push the attention of the learners to discover and learn more about the topic. This could be an activity or a learning task that will help them discover the intended content and skills of the module. Then, they can proceed to step 5, which is providing learning guidance. So as the student performs the previous stage, the module should be able to provide learning guidance to the student to finish the task and to discover the desired concepts and competencies. After that, they can proceed to step 6, eliciting the performance. So after performing the last 2 steps, it is hoped that the learner could do and perform the necessary skills on his or her own. Thus, eliciting the desired performance. So once this is done, we can now proceed to stage 3. So what is stage 3? Stage 3 is where we remind learners what the session was about and check what they have learned in it. So under the 5E model, this includes the following last 2 stages, which are elaborate and evaluate. So under elaborate, learners are challenged to apply what they have learned to a new situation and build on the learner's understanding of concepts in ways that extend their knowledge and skills. So this is more like an application to a new context, to a similar situation. And the next is evaluate. So students assess their own knowledge, skills, and abilities. So this lesson should allow learners and teachers to evaluate students' progress and inform and shape instruction. So under the Gagnis model, stage 3 contains the last 3 steps. So the last steps under the Gagnis model includes number 7, providing feedback. So since the previous stage in the Gagnis model is eliciting performance, the module should provide information to the learners as to their level of performance in the context of the previous stage. So whatever they have performed before, the module should be able to provide students with an idea as to their level of performance. And the next stage is assessing performance. So as the teacher provide feedback to the learner, as they take into consideration the feedback, they should be able to adjust their own performance to meet the standards and the competencies. This could be internal in the part of the student. At the same time, the teacher and the module should be able to adjust too. Then, step 9 is enhancing retention and transfer. So it is hoped that after assessing their performance in the previous stage, learners will be able to enhance their retention and transfer of learning to similar situations. So the final stage now provides an avenue for learners to reflect and learn based on the assessment given to them in this stage. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. If you wish to have a copy of the module template that we have discussed here following these steps, feel free to fill up the form found in the video description. Before that, don't forget to subscribe and share this to your friends. Let us work together to build a better distance learning experience for our learners amidst this pandemic.